Gold FM is #1 here in Sigatoka.
Gold FM is our favorite radio station here in Waltoka.
Gold FM is #1 in Nel.
I love listening to Gold FM in Ba.
We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits here in Suva.
Hear about Fatou Kola, you immediately think of gold. I'm Josephine Sabi and I love hearing Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
In this bulletin, Mahendra Chaudhry fined $2 million and ordered to bring all his money to Fiji. Felix Anthony resigns from FTUC to contest September elections. And Fiji Airways launches Suva to Sydney flight. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. Fiji Labour Party leader Mahendra Chaudhry was spared a custodial sentence by Suva High Court Judge Justice Paul Madigan today. Chaudhry was fined $2 million and ordered to bring all his money from Australia and offer it to an authorised dealer in Fiji. Chanel Sivan has been following the case.
It was a relief to his family today after Justice Paul Madigan did not give Chaudhry a custodial sentence. Justice Madigan ordered Chaudhry's conviction will stand, which rules him out of contesting the general elections. He has been fined $2 million and ordered to bring all his money from Australia and to offer it to an authorised dealer in Fiji. Chaudhry will have to pay the fine by June 30th. If he fails to pay by the due date, he could be imprisoned for 15 months.
My lawyers are studying the sentence, they advise me and then I will act accordingly.
Mrs. Chaudhry, I see a smile on your face today. What's going through your head at the moment?
Big relief. It's a big relief. Thank you.
What's planned for the family after this?
We'll both plan in our own time.
Thank you very much.
Chaudhry also says he will take a week off to rest and make a statement later on who will be his successor with the Fiji Labour Party.
Chaudhry, are you relieved you're just getting a fine instead of imprisonment? Well, if we have a fine, I'm thinking about it. Irrespective of anything, the last thing you want is any of your loved ones to be languishing in the big house. And at his age, it would be killing because it also has an impact on the rest of the family. My mom's, around that age as well, so we are happy.
Chaudhry was found guilty of failing to surrender foreign currency of about Australian $1.5 million and 2 other charges. His second conviction was in relation to dealing in foreign currency without permission, and the third to investing Australian $1.5 million in Australia and New Zealand without the permission of the Governor of the Reserve Bank of Fiji. Labour Party President Lavinia Padarat declined to speak with FBC News on who will now head the party in the general elections. Chanel Sivan, FBC News.
The government has appointed South African Bernardus Huneval to the position of Commissioner of the Fiji Police Force. A statement from Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama says the decision to appoint Huneval is in line with the 2013 Constitution and in accordance with the appointment process by the Constitutional Officers Commission. Huneval has served extensively in South Africa's defence and security forces. He served 42 years in the South African Police Service and retired in 2010 at the rank of Major General. He was also the commanding officer of the South African Police Academy. The new police commissioner will begin work on the 14th of May. The Fijian Elections Office is accepting submissions from members of the public who believe a polling venue needs to be set up in their settlement or community. Supervisor of Elections Mohammed Saneem says every eligible voter should inspect the list of the proposed polling venues so they know where they should vote, where their vote should come from.
The number of polling venues may increase as the country moves towards elections.
As we go out in phase 4, we might find more suitable venues. There would be an additional need in case after moving the voters into special venues, we realize that the venue is not big enough and the proximity and the land mass beside the land area beside the venue is not big enough. We might have to get to another venue.
Mohammed Saneem says the need to add another polling venue or remove an existing one will depend on the submission from voters.
Ideally, we would accept responses by the end of by the middle of May, by the 15th of May. But we can continue to receive more and more responses as we go along and publish the voter list, and we can keep revising the provisional list to include new venues or to remove existing venues which are no longer required or may not be sufficiently accessible and don't meet our criteria.
A few of the venues already identified are private properties, and owners are urged to contact the Elections Office should there be further requirements needed in order for voters to easily access the properties on Elections Day.
It is important that we make this point clear at this point in time, that we intend to work with the owners of these premises, and we need to just work together in terms of allowing every eligible voter in Fiji to be able to vote on 17 September.
The Elections Office wants every eligible voter to be able to access a polling venue nearest to them on Elections Day. Eleanor Turangaiviu, FBC News.
Fiji Airways has today relaunched its Suva-Sydney flight after a 7-year lapse. Abisalome Doka was at Nausori Airport this morning as the flight took off.
The Suva to Sydney flight last flew in 2007. Fiji Airways has high hopes for this new twice-a-week service.
For bookings now, this flight is full, and other flights the next couple of years, also a couple of weeks are also pretty full. So the booking profile is very strong. This shows us that probably the launch of this flight, Suva Sydney, twice a week on Monday and Friday, is exactly what Suva needs.
Fiji Airways CEO Stefan Pikla says Fiji and Australia are enjoying close relations again, and this will translate into more people travelling between Suva and Sydney.
The ice age in the political whatever relations between Australia and Fiji, the ice is melting, so we'll have more and more business. Yeah, beautiful for us. Yeah, it is also good because this is for us also a way to develop Suva into a business hub. Nandi is our leisure hub because we have all the leisure flights there, the international flights, people coming to Fiji and visiting the islands, South Pacific, and of course the Fijian Islands. But here in Suva, there's more business.
There was much fanfare and rejoicing at the Nausori Airport. For Fiji Airways, it's a sign of bigger and better things to come.
For us, it is also a milestone in developing and rolling out our 5 years master plan, which is growing the airline in terms of fleet. We will increase our fleet size by 25%, getting new aircraft step by step. We will increase our passenger numbers by about 40% in the next years, and we will increase our staff numbers by 30%. So, and we will have profits in excess of $100 million. So that's pretty good. And we have to make sure first that our financial performance and our operating performance is good and stable, and then everything else will follow.
The return flight lands at Nausori Airport at 9 p.m. Apisolome Doka, FBC News.
Coming up, elderly woman's body discovered in a river.
Gonga elambasa Mbula FM number 2 na sere.
Ndo talita kana borong na Mbula FM number 2 na sere su.
Au vai tu garaki au reba tu ni stima au ndo talita kana borong na Mbula.
Bola bina Fiji Mbula FM number 2 singa toka. Bola bina era roga Mbula FM number 2 tikoga.
Mbula FM number 2 na sere.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. A body was found floating in the river near the Bailey Bridge in Nambour Suva today. The victim has been identified as a woman in her 60s. Banswati of Nandera Nasinu was reported missing at around 9 o'clock this morning. It is understood she suffered from a mental illness. The sugar industry made another breakthrough today as 2 new varieties of cane was launched in Batade. Speaking at the launch, Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama says the onus is now on cane growers to make good use of them. Akusita Tale reports.
Ngamea and Viwa are the 18th and 19th cane varieties developed in the country by Fijian scientists.
We now have 19 commercial varieties available to choose from, and growers can approach either the STRIF, the Sugarcane Growers Council, or the FBC for advice on which variety is suitable for their particular farms.
The Ngamea variety took 20 years to develop. It has a high cane yield and is suitable for all soil types. The Viwa variety took 10 years to develop. It is tolerant of dry conditions and grows well in poor soils.
And it's for the growers to take it up and plant in their farms and realize this potential. Right? Once you realize these potentials, your revenue will increase, your yields will increase. That's what the cane industry wants, that the production should go up.
The government says that search for breakthroughs never ends. It may take years to breed a new variety of sugarcane, but it's worth the wait, as it can have a huge impact on the farmers and boost the industry. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Thank you.
The Land Transport Authority will be meeting with all minibus operators in the country to address the number of fatal road accidents involving minibuses. LTA Chief Executive Naisa Tuinadeva says the driver of the minibus that crashed at Maro in Singatoka had 36 road infringements, 29 of which were for speeding. Tuinadeva says they had suspended the driver in the past for those offences, but the onus is now on minibus owners to screen the drivers they hire.
What we have discussed yesterday in an urgent meeting between the minibus operators, is how they can become very active too in as far as road safety is concerned, by ensuring that those that are coming to drive their minibus are people with clean record, are those that are law-abiding.
Tuinadeva has met minibus operators from Suva, Nausori, Nandi and Lautoka yesterday to raise their awareness about the life and death dangers of careless driving and exceeding the speed limit. That time again, Jamie joins us now with sports.
Good evening. Coming up in sports, Vodafone Fiji 7 side wrap up preparations for Glasgow Sevens. An Australian hockey team undefeated on Fiji tour. This and more after the break.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Singapore.
और किसके सुनिए यार, हमारा एक सच्चा साथी है मिर्ची एफएम लंबा साथी.
I love Mirchi FM. It's so hot. देखे में लाल लाल, खाए में हाय हाय. Tangi tawa में Mirchi FM is hot.
Here at Rugby Town, Singapore, love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM is #1 in Suva. It's hot.
हम इंगिली लंबासा में रहता है, तो क्या बताएंगे मिर्ची एफएम सुनता है.
Mirchi FM, बहुत जुलूम जुलूम.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Welcome back to FBC Sports. The Vodafone Fiji Sevens team has wrapped up its preparation phase in Scotland. The tournament, which gets underway tomorrow, will see the national side locked in a battle with table toppers New Zealand and South Africa for the title in Glasgow. However, the Ben Ryan coach team will not have it easy, as the Kiwis and the Springbok Sevens have set their eyes on the title as well.
Very huge. I mean, I'm pretty sure they know to give them an even better chance at maybe winning the World Series. The best way is to have us in their pool, and so be it. So I think for us, though, it's still a game of footy, and we don't want to put any more pressure on our shoulders. They're in a similar boat, and as far as we're concerned, it's Samoa. That's our first game, and that's our key focus.
Even though if we play 2 finals, it will still be hard to catch them. So we'll just have to go to the weekend and just see if we can tick the boxes and just reach the finals first before we can talk about the series, and it can still go either way.
Fiji is pooled with Wales, Kenya and Argentina for the 2-day tournament. The Suva rugby side believes winning games results from executing the basics well. The team travels to the old capital this weekend and expect a tough reception in the Skipper Cup clash against Ovalau. Chale Ndadakadaka reports.
Practice makes perfect. Suva are considered one of the juggernauts of provincial rugby, but are heading into tomorrow's game with a cautious approach.
It's always been hard going to Ovalau and play at their home ground. They've had a win in the second round game, and we are expecting a really tough game from the Ovalau team.
Boasting several national reps, the team looks formidable on paper, but the side has learnt that reputation will not count on the field. And this was evident in its 31-19 win over Northland in round 1, where the side let slip a 15-point lead at half-time.
This week we've been mainly focusing on our set piece, so it's just mainly lineouts and scrums and just trying to do those little things well.
Suva is one of the favourites to take out the inaugural Skipper Cup title.
but it is the games against teams such as Ovalau which will test their credentials. Salendo the Kavak, FBC Sports.
History beckons for Fiji and Samoa Rugby League teams with a berth in the end-of-season Four Nations tournament on the line this Saturday night. Neither country has played alongside international big boys Australia, New Zealand and England outside of the World Cup. And just like the Vodafone Fiji Mbati, the Samoa side is looking at creating history.
On Saturday, it's going to be a massive one to go into the Four Nations. So we're hopefully we're going to come out with the trying to get the result and make the Four Nations will be a massive thing for Samoa. So hopefully we pull it off.
The match is at 9:40 p.m. tomorrow. The Australian Women's Hockey Masters over 45s remain undefeated on their Fiji tour. Last night in their third match against Fiji HPU, they conceded a goal but leveled up to draw 1-1 at full time and deny the hosts a victory. The Aussies' final match is tonight against the Fiji under-18s. Elena McDonald reports.
Since regrouping in January, the Fiji HPU women have used these matches against the Australians to gauge themselves.
Last few minutes, just tired, so they caught up. Really good game. The experience side is, helping our local players learn so much more. It's just a different way of playing. Yeah? They're much more experienced, much more fitter, and we're benefiting a lot.
And lessons continue to be learned by both teams during their battle with each other.
Very, very close. Very, very tough. The Fijian ladies have just improved immensely over the three games, and it's wonderful to see. Really, really great, and they're really putting it to our ladies and making them think and to use their heads more than their legs.
It's all been a learning curve for our Fiji under-18s, who are readying themselves for the Youth Olympic Games in China in August.
The visiting side would like a 5 o'clock match instead of the 6 that we usually play, because most of the HPU women work and just can't get time off. We've asked Ty Smith, the coach, to allow the under-18s to play.
With one more to go, the Aussies will remain on their toes.
Discipline throughout in the strikers, in the mids, in the defence. Discipline, because there was a time there in that last 10 minutes where I actually thought the Aussie girls were actually going to give the Fijian ladies a goal.
Clinics were conducted by the visitors earlier this week with the young Fijians, and it'll be interesting to see what the outcome is. Elena McDonald, FBC Sports.
The Vodafone Fiji under-19 football side is now gearing up for the toughest test of its New Zealand tour, with matches against the junior All Whites coming up. Fiji takes on the New Zealand under-20 side on Sunday and Tuesday before flying back home to prepare for the World Cup playoffs. The Ravinesh Kumar coach side last night beat Western Springs 5-2. The mentor says slowly but surely the team is hitting the right notes.
We, the coaches, me and Carlos, are very happy by looking at the performance of the boys, because this is what we were doing during the training time, and they have adapted this very well. And on top of that, they have learned a lot playing with these teams here. They see how these people shield the ball, how these people protect the ball from the opponents, and they have learned from their opponents.
The Fiji under-19s will play in the World Cup qualifier in Suva from May 23rd to the 31st. That is your sports for tonight. Good evening.
Digicel Fiji has opened its refurbished shop in Main Street, Lambasa this morning. The shop was opened by Paralympian Ilyas Ndalana. The company says the refurbishment not only means improved service to the people of Lambasa, but with more sales staff, creates employment and generates economic activity. Digicel has also committed to assisting in community work in the north. Referring to our earlier story, trade unionist Felix Anthony today stepped down from his role as a union leader to contest the 2014 general elections. He is likely to become the New People's Democratic Party leader at its annual convention in Lautoka tomorrow. Christopher Chand reports.
I have decided that I will be stepping down as General Secretary of the Fiji Sugar and General Workers Union and the National Secretary of the Fiji Trades Union Congress, effective today.
Anthony, who has been involved in the trade union movement for 32 years, is giving up this lucrative job to be eligible to lead the PDP to the polls in September.
I intend to seek a political office in the People's Democratic Party, which was initially formed by the trade unions, and continue the campaign for workers' rights and human rights in this country.
Anthony handed in his resignation to the Fiji Trades Union Congress last month, but says it has been a tough decision to make and a gamble he's willing to take.
It is a sacrifice that I'm making, and not only a sacrifice, but a risk as well. But when you believe in a cause, when you're committed to a cause, I think it's, at the end of the day, it's all worth it.
Under the political party's decree, a trade union member must resign to enter politics. The FTUC General Secretary served in the position for 15 years and becomes the first unionist to resign ahead of the polls.
See my exit from the trade union movement, I want to make it clear that there can be no decree that can take the union out of me.
The move by Anthony is an important one in his political career and for the PDP as a new political party. Meanwhile, Anthony was asked about another Labour official whose name has been associated with the party, FTUC President Daniel Urai, who says he is still deciding.
I'm sure he has plans. Yes, he's an important member of the trade union movement, and he's been an effective player in the trade union movement to defend workers' rights, and we will be counting on him.
The 54-year-old now has to stand up to the challenge to try and earn a seat in Fiji's new parliament. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
Well, Trish, weather looks like it's cleared up.
That is why I'm wearing my bullish shirt today, Jackie, because the skies have cleared at last. That trough of low pressure has moved far east, leaving us with improved conditions. Looking at today's map, well, for Suva, we had a few showers in the morning, but as the day went on, the clouds cleared out. For the rest of the centers, Nadi, Lautoka, Mbasa, Vusavu, and Labasa, well, they all had fine weather throughout the day. Our temperatures today were, well, all in the same range, Suva, Nadi, Lautoka, and Savu Savu with 30, Ba on 31, and Lambasa, the hottest, hit 33. Let's take a look at the forecast for Saturday. Savu Savu just might get fine weather in the morning with cloudy skies later on. As for Suva, cloudy all throughout the day. And for the rest of the centers, Nadi, Lautoka, and Ba will have fine weather also all throughout. For the Mariners, there will be southerly winds 10 to 15 knots with moderate seas. This image of the day is of sunset taken at Coronivia in Nosori. It's like the comforting warmth of a sweet embrace. Thanks to Rohit Singh for sending it to us.
Thanks so much for that, Trish. The main points again. Mahendra Chaudhry fined $2 million and ordered to bring all his money to Fiji. Felix Anthony resigns from FTUC to contest September elections, and Fiji Airways launches a Suva to Sydney flight. Our poll question this week, we're asking, are you satisfied with the services provided by municipal councils? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That's Friday Night News for FBC. I'm Rita Pradashni, joins you tomorrow for the weekend news. I'll be back again on Monday. Till then, you have yourselves a safe and enjoyable weekend. Ni modamanda.
Ito singa to kundo tali ta na warong na Radio Fiji na station yal motua.
Ako na poro na tali ta. Mandau tali ta gini na warong Radio Fiji 1.
Kitongo isu untuk tali ta na warong na Radio Fiji 1 station yal motua.
Kito tali ta na Radio Fiji 1. Na Radio Fiji 1 ento tali ta nga Sintoka.
Station di Matino Pinatia na Radio Fiji 1 kwa yan.
Na Radio Fiji 1 nandu mo ibiti na bonga ni BNN.